again. It's a rich thing.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see by the title, this is a natural hair washing day, but this time, instead of it being for me, this is for my daughter. You have seen her on the channel quite a bit in the past, but this is the first time that I'm actually dedicating a, series to her, just to follow her hair journey here with me on my channel. And I'm doing this because I actually want to document her hair journey for myself as well. So just a little background, my daughter is 2 years old. She'll be 3 this September, and her hair journey has been a little rough, but not really. So when she was first born, my daughter had no hair, y'all. Like no hair whatsoever. It was literally strands of hair on her little head, but she was so cute when she was a baby. So I'm like, okay, it doesn't matter, like her hair will grow, it's just hair. I never really have been attached to hair. Like I don't think hair makes babies cute or anything like that. So I wasn't attached to her hair. She just didn't have any whatsoever. So yeah, so basically what I've been doing for Malaya's hair, I've been oiling it, deep conditioning it, trying different shampoos and conditioners that will work well with her hair and her hair texture. So yeah, she graduated, I want to say maybe, let me see, maybe 3-ish months ago, probably a little longer, from kitty hair products to normal hair products. But these hair products that I do use on her hair, even though they are not specifically for children, they are good ingredients, they are very moisturizing, and you know, they work well with her hair. I do a lot of research before buying any products for her hair specifically. For me, I don't mind experimenting on my head, but when it comes to my children, I do deep research for dang near everything that I put in their hair, their clothes, and their bodies. Like anything that, you know, can cause a reaction for them, I make sure I do the research to make sure it's good for them. So I chose this shampoo and conditioner for her because, like I said, it's really moisturizing. If I don't tend to Malaya's hair, maybe every 2 to 3 days, it will get dry, and I don't want her hair to start breaking off. So that is why I decided to buy a more moisturizing shampoo and conditioner for her hair. Like I said, I did my research, and this was the best one that would fit her hair outside of her kids moisturizer and shampoo and conditioner that I used to use. I am still using one kid's product on her. It's the Shea Moisture Babies leave-in conditioner. It comes in like a yellow bottle. I absolutely love the slip on that leave-in conditioner. It works so well with her hair. So the first thing that I do is I lay her on the sink, and then I run some warm water in her hair. I don't put it too hot because she can't handle hot water. Like I said, she's only 2 years old. I make sure to drench her hair in water until it's actually soaked and the water isn't just sitting on top of her hair. I make sure it's like penetrating her scalp and her hair. So once I do that, I will go in with the shampoo and conditioner and everything, give it a good lather, a good wash. I use a lot of oils on her hair. I use a lot of grease and just products in general that sit on her hair for a very long time. I do her hair maybe week or 2 weeks at a time, so I don't do her hair too often. I try not to manipulate it too much because I want her hair to be healthy and grow. I would say Malaya does have a slower pace of growing her hair, but I think it's just because she's only 2 years old. Like, it's doing its thing right now. Her body is still growing, so I'm not in a rush for her hair to grow super long. When I was a kid, I did have long hair, but I don't think that is the only thing that comes into part when it comes to long hair. When I mean is genetics. I don't think that genetics is the 100% overall going to give you long hair. So I know it's other factors, her sleeping with the bonnet, me moisturizing it, keeping it braided or twisted or something with less manipulation for hairstyles. I know those things play a factor. So I think that I need to be a little more consistent with deep conditioning, oiling her hair, and keeping her hair in protective styles, and kind of making sure her bonnet stays on at night is pretty hard because she sleeps in her own bed. So it's pretty hard to like jump up at 2 a.m. to see if her bonnet is on. Like, I'm just not going to do that. If I happen to be up or if I happen to walk by her bed and I see it, then I'll put it back on. But that's also me risking her waking her up. I'm not going to do that. Who wants to wake up a sleeping toddler? So we need to find an alternative. Like, if her bonnets keep slipping slipping off. I need to figure out what's going to stay on her head, like a scarf. Do I need to tie it a little tighter? Like, do I need to buy a different kind of bonnet or whatever the case may be that will stay on her head, that also isn't putting too much tension on her head, because she does not like things that's tight on her head, y'all. She will tell me in a second, mommy, this is tight. I don't like, she'll want to take it off. She does not like certain things, like when it comes to her head. And I also recently realized that Malaya is tender-headed, y'all. I am not a professional braider, but I do know how to braid. I do believe that I am a little heavy-handed when it comes to braiding. I get that. But like, she's like tender-headed. Like, she will cry when I'm braiding certain parts of her head. Like, certain parts are more sensitive than others. So I need to figure out that as well, because I don't want to be braiding too tight to where it's causing breakage on her hair as well. Because I don't just do plaits in her head. Plaits are just like the braids that hangs off your head, if you don't know. Braids are like braiding to the scalp. So I don't want that to, you know, cause damage to her hair as well. Alright guys, so now I am going in with the conditioner, and it absolutely smells so good, but I do need some tips on everything I talked about prior to this section, meaning I need some tips on how to figure out how to stop breakage for a toddler who sleeps in their own bed and doesn't necessarily keep their scarf or bonnet on or whatever you use on your head, to figure out how I can keep that on her head. Or do I just need a different kind of, you know, sleeping method for her? I do use silk pillowcases for her bed as well, just because if the bonnet does come off, she's secondary, you know, protection for her hair. But I don't use silk sheets. Malaya only has about 2 sets of silk sheets right now, and you know, when we change her bed, we only wash clothes every 2 weeks, sometimes every 3. So it just depends on if they're clean to put on her bed. But she always have a silk pillowcase. She has literally 4 sets of silk pillowcases that we use for her, and like I said, we wash clothes every 2 weeks. So she's not going to go through 4 weeks of pillowcases. So we do use that, but I still don't think that is enough to protect her hair. But anyway, here I am going into her hair with a wide tooth comb, just to make sure the conditioner gets through her hair properly, and to make sure everything is, you know, penetrating her hair, her follicles and things like that, because I don't want anything left unmoisturized. So I make sure I get her hair thoroughly conditioned, and then I rinse it out and everything like that. Alright guys, sorry if you hear my son in the background. He did wake up for his nap during this voiceover, but the video is coming to an end. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoyed this kind of content. Let me know in the comments if you want to continue to see this kind of content, and I will continue to make it for you guys. Bye!